Happy Monday, good morning, and welcome to this morning's meditation. It's going to be a very nice one. We'll begin just rolling the shoulders, have a little twist perhaps, and roll the neck. So we get into the body to find our seat. So wriggle off any of the tightnesses of sleep, and then find your seat, whatever you're sitting on. The sit bones will plug down into this seat of yours. As you inhale, let your spine get lovely and tall. Extend yourself, crown up to the sky. And let your palms rest, let your hands rest somewhere on your body. Maybe you could fold the hands in your lap, whatever you like. Arrange yourself so that you can be fairly still. And then let it begin at the pit of your belly. Inhale all the way up. When you reach the top, exhale. Let the shoulders release more. And when you're ready, you can let the eyes close down. Or as you prefer, you can let the eyes rest on something gently. As long as your gaze can be soft and can be inwards. As you find your seat in your body, allow your attention, as ever, to come to the breath. Notice straight away, using the senses, the texture and the temperature of the breath around the nose. The texture and the temperature, the shape of the breath as it moves down the throat into the lungs. As you bring your awareness to the breath, let yourself come to the interior of the body. That sweet sensation of the breath as it fills you up. You can probably maybe even feel how the breath circulates down to the base of the belly. And how that breath has a ripple effect across the whole of you. So as we draw the attention inwards into the breathing body, we start from within and then it spreads all the way out. You can feel even the surface of the skin and how it is sensitized to the breath too. So allow your breath to happen. And at the beginning here, we just spend a couple of moments enjoying the breath. As we wake up, we weave our attention around the breath to make our way into the body. As the breath moves, you can maybe notice any particular tempo and pace that it has today. Notice how each breath is individual, but also how the breath has its different character from moment to moment, from day to day. So as we watch, notice any temptation to deepen. Can you encourage a softening? And it can begin in the skin, it can begin in the face, it can begin in the sit bones, grounding more into the floor. And let that same softening go across your control of the breath too. So that instead of shaping it, we allow the breath to happen. So that your attention is resting lightly. Here, as we start to control things less, we can start to really observe. As the breath moves, let it move you, let it shape you. You can start to let your attention fall on the very beginning of the inhale. So as you follow the exhale all the way down to the bottom, notice the gathering, how that the beginning of the inhale begins, is born, and starts to grow and rise up. As you follow it to the top, notice the transformation, and then follow it back down again to the base of the exhale. Breath has parts to it, so that as well as that inwards, upwards, and that downwards yielding, we find also a little pause there in between. And that's where the attention will rest today. In this place of transformation, can you let yourself just pause and linger for a moment? In that tiny moment between each breath. Even between the breaths, there's this stillness. We find that space, the pause at the top of the inhale, before it turns into the exhale again. And that little pause, the rest before the inhale re-emerges. So as we linger here in this pause, notice the urge to extend it actively. Instead, can it just be a resting before the next stage comes on? So in the same way, we're being with this, the breath, without changing, just shifting the attention a little bit to those pauses. And this is a part of your own rhythm, the rhythm of your body, the rhythm of your mind as it asks for the breath. Just shine a light on a different aspect. And here we can relax our attention and our body and our mind into that pause. You can notice maybe how, as your inhale comes, it gathers and picks up thoughts with it. And how, as your exhale comes and goes, it slows some of those thoughts. Can we be inspired by the spaciousness of the pause between the breaths? So even as the breath is suspended momentarily, the flow of thinking is suspended too. Again, we relax into it. So rather than telling yourself, okay, I have to stop thinking between the breaths, rather can you expand and allow this spaciousness to be and abide in it. So in the same way, we don't try to extend that pause. Just let ourselves float in it just for a moment before it transforms again. So that we're not pinning anything down. We're not holding on to anything. Rather, we're just being open to this pause and this spaciousness. So let these little pauses between the breaths be a space for possibility. As we're suspended halfway between, this spaciousness and emptiness where anything can happen next. And maybe it'll be the inhale that happens next. Maybe it'll be the exhale, and be open to how it will come. So we enjoy the being in this, the abiding, practicing being in the very moment without having to know the answer. You get comfortable in the pause. So make yourself open to this possibility which resides in the spaciousness. Make yourself open to not doing, not knowing, but just resting and lingering. You're held by spaciousness. And in that way, you can become infinite. As you start to deepen your breath again, let each inhale be a new opportunity, a new possibility. So that on this Monday morning, you make yourself a blank canvas for whatever the week is going to bring. Know that you're already comfortable with anything that could be. That you can linger in this pause. And that this spaciousness, this stillness, gives you the resilience to meet anything that might come your way. Be it activity, events, meetings, discussions, emails, conflicts, or boredom. But now you can be comfortable with that emptiness, with that stillness between, and see how rich it is. So take another breath, savor it. If you like, you can let it go with an exhale. Join your palms and bow to yourself, and this new week can set an intention to be so present, even when nothing exciting is happening. Know that the richness within is always there to hold you. Om Shanti. Have a wonderful week.